Captain on the bridge.
Alright, captains, we are back here on the bridge, and today, yes, we will be on the Voth Stronghold, which was a recent ship reward from the recent Voth events, and it's been a fun ship to fly, though it looks like a space pistol. Others would call it something else that we cannot mention in this video, but it is what it is. So in this vid, what we want to do is go over the build, what we put on it, the weapons, space set, consoles, trade stations, DOFs, and then show you, Caps, two videos. One of which is going to be showing off the console that comes with the ship and an ISE, because what we actually decided to do with this is make it into some sort of a tank for nightly pews. I wouldn't call it a meta tank, but more like a support tank. So that's what we're going to do. So, again, this is the Voth Stronghold Miracle Worker Dreadnought. Try saying that 3 times fast. And this is what we did with it. So, for the weapons, we have used the Baul anti-proton beam arrays, because with the Voth, they did use anti-proton as their weapon. So, we had these, we have a set of these, and that's what we're going to be using. So these we just bought off the exchange. We got 4 of them there, and as you can see, they are rerolled to crit DM damage 4. And we're using this, the adaptive transphasic torpedo. Now, the tier 5 version of the ship did come with a transphasic torpedo, and Bordicus did admit that they forgot to put that on this ship. So we're just going to use what we have. We normally fight the Borg, so here we go. We're just using that. This was, I believe, was a reward from one of the episodes or events. Don't really use it a lot, but we're going to use it here. But we decided again to use this ship as a tank, so we're going to still theme it out as best as we can, and anti-proton and transphase torpedoes is a thing that the Voth use. So that is the 4 weapons for the space set. Nothing too different. The Elite Fleet Intervention Protomatter Reflector from your fleet colony, the prevailing innovative impulse engines from the competition rep, the Solian Nucleating Warp Core, which was a reward from a Solian event, I believe like a couple years ago, but which is now available in the Mud Store. And then the Tilly's Review pending modified shield from the Discovery rep. Now the aft weapons, we again have 2 of those Baul anti-proton beam arrays, but we also have the omnidirectional Baul linked Sentry anti-proton beam array. Try saying that 3 times fast. That is available through the low-buy store. And as you can see, it is the whole kit and caboodle of Baul anti-proton beams. There's the weapons and space set. For the devices is what we got going on. The Kobayashi Maru Transponder for your buff goodness. Temporal Negotiator to help reduce our recharge times. The Deuterium Surplus for evasive maneuvers in a can. And our Energy Weapon Candy for the plus 20% bonus energy weapon damage for 20 seconds and plus 30 Starship Shield Pen for 20 seconds. Now for our consoles. First up, we're going to actually use or have the console that came with the ship, which is the Enhanced Ward Repair ship. And the first video that we'll show later will show this in action. Passive there, plus 15% max hull cap, improves shield regeneration rate by 20%. So, what does it do? So, it self-res plus full hull HP plus full shields plus large power boost. Plus 100% hit points, 100% shield regeneration for each facing, plus 125 all power levels for 10 seconds, plus 50 max all power subsystems, 85% shield resistance for 10 seconds when activating a hull heal, plus 2% critical chance for 10 seconds. So we've seen this in action since fighting the Voth, or since the Voth was introduced in Star Trek Online. They have like these repair warships that come in sometimes when you fight them, and this is kind of like that. And I like this concept, which I really do wish when we are defeated in TFO that we don't actually just like blow away and then respawn. It'd be kind of nice if we just kind of stay in place, get disabled, or maybe warp to an area as opposed to kind of just disappearing and reappearing. So I kind of like this. I hope this is something that we can actually have now. This console, of course, you can use on other ships, so you can do this now there. So, but I wish it would be more of a universal thing where it's for all ships, as opposed to, again, like respawning. But kind of a cool console, like it, so we're going to use it. Continue on here, the subspace fracture tunneling field, which was from the Voven. This console is ridiculous. I will just say that right now, it is ridiculous. Now, there is some micromanaging when you're using this console. We'll show it off there in the IC that we do when we're tanking. But essentially, it helps reduce all the cooldowns of the universal consoles that we have on the ship. Again, this just goes pretty freaking fast, and usually a console that you could use maybe once in an IAC, now you can use like 3 to 4 times just because of this console. But again, like I said, micromanaging is a thing with this. Some caps have used keybinds to actually go with it, but essentially, if you have an NPC targeted with this, you will teleport to them. The trick is to not take your target off of them. So clear your targets, hit the console, and then retarget, and then that helps reduce your cooldowns. Again, crazy console. As you can see, that also gives a passive plus 30% hull regen. Not too bad. Again, there you go. The subspace fracture tunnel, teleport to forward ally. I don't use it in that sense, but again, it is a cool console for that purpose. Next, antimatter interweave, which is from the Obina. So +0 all damage resistance rating, scales up with hull cap, fails to antimatter interweave. It is a area of effect, damage plus engine override. When stacks of damage reach a critical level, a 3-click radiation pulse deals 49,252 radiation damage. Additionally, boosts 3% speed and turn rate for 10 seconds. So this is actually added to my micro management level because I always have to click this console. It helps with giving us some defense. Next up, the shield absorber frequency generator. Get this from the legendary Valdor, or a version of the Valdor from the C-Store. This has saved my aff so many times. As you can see, when below 90% on any shield facing, 2.5 chance per shot for all energy weapons to restore shields for 200% of outgoing damage. So we love this console. Next up, a staple, mostly you caps know that are on all of my builds, the dynamic power redistribution module, or the DPRM, which is from the Atlas Dreadnought prototype ship that you can get for your event reward. Plus 11.3 all damage resistance rating, 90% directed energy damage. But the clicky, by goodness, the clicky. Bonus damage resistance, hull regen. So for 20 seconds, plus 40% bonus damage while above 80% hull, plus 100 bonus damage resistance rating, and plus 500% hull regen. This has also saved my aft many times. We're going to use the adaptive emergency systems, which is from the Odyssey. I got it from my legendary Odyssey. Plus 19% energy damage resistance rating, plus 3.3% max hull cap, damage and damage resistance buff. It gives plus 50 bonus all damage resistance for 30 seconds, plus 30% bonus all damage for 30 seconds. So I do love this console, and I actually almost use it on all of my builds and have been recently. Next, we are using the Ion Storm Generator. This is from the Baran in the C-Store. 5% maximum hull cap, plus 50% shield hit points. AoE electrical damage plus damage over time. Up to 3 random targets per second for 15 seconds, and 990.4 electrical damage. 109.2% electrical damage every 1 second for 10 seconds. If threatening stance is enabled, you gain plus 500% threat regeneration while storm lasts. So yes, as a tank, you want to grab all that threat. Nom nom nom. Eat all the threat. This definitely helps with that. Now for heals, we have this, the Protomatter Field Projector. Gives passive of 21.4 Starship Hull Restoration, plus 1.4 Starship Shield Restoration. I can English, I can. Hull regen, shield regen, while active, all allies within 3 clicks. I thought it was 5 originally, but it hits 3 clicks. So we got to be close to your other caps. While active, all allies within 3 clicks gain 276.7% shield regen, plus 280% hull regen. So this is from the Hakoon Lakari ship. Great healing console, in my opinion. Next one, particle conversion matrix. Now this is a trick that I've used from our good friend Nick NB, as just to help with universal designs and all the clickies. But this particle conversion matrix is from the Guardian cruiser. Does help us with turn rate, and this ship needs it a little bit. Plus 25%, 0.3 light turn rate. But incoming energy damage increases own energy and exotic damage. Don't have any exotic, but we have energy, of course. 75% shield resistance for 20 seconds. It's going to help that a little bit. Incoming energy damage adds to self, plus 10% energy damage, and 10% exotic damage. So it does help a little. And then we round it off with 3 of these. Now, this is the only ones I have, but as you can see, these are the console tactical energetic protomatter matrix infusers with the kinetic and phaser. Now it's going to help our kinetics, but it's more importantly going to help us with the following. So, chance to gain a stack of hull/shield healing when activating special firing modes for energy weapons. So that's the reason for this. So 25% to self, restorative protomatter matrix, plus 6,751.1 hull healing every 2 seconds for 10 seconds, and plus 1,000 shield regen every 2 seconds for 10 seconds. And lastly, so we got 3 of those. Again, this is from your fleet colony. We just are using the Voth heavy fighters that came with the ship. So that is the weapons we have on it. Now, stat-wise, this is what we got here. As you can see, our hull, 135k. Our shields are at 21,628. And here's our resists here. Not bad. But our crit chance of severity, 35.5 and 140. Now, I do have our Pendevers helping. We are at 600. I can be higher, but we were doing fine before the cap, and we're doing fine after the cap, so I plan on just leaving it there for now. Now, our skill-wise, I have not changed it, nor do I plan on changing it anytime soon. So I have 8 spent in engineering, 10 in sci, and then 28 in tactical for specialization. This is what we decided to. Miracle Worker primary and strategist secondary. And we'll go to strategist reasoning in a bit. Traits, this is what we are using. Unconventional systems. Ablative shell, which I just bought from the exchange, along with some of these other traits, like the Boimler effect. A good day to die. Beam barrage, you get that naturally from your available traits. Context is for kings, again, bought that from the exchange. Intelligent agent attaché. Self-modulating fire. Superior beam training, and inspirational leader. Now, I did not T6X2 this, so we are only working with the 5 starship traits, which are entwined technical matrices, universal designs. So as you can see there, when activating a universal console, at least for 20 seconds, that of course helps us with crit chance and severity. Emergency weapon cycle, history, will remember, and honored dead. Space rep, this is what we're doing, using advanced targeting systems, magnified firepower, precision, and we actually just changed this, but energy refrequencer, and then Tyler's duality with our active space reputation, just using the anti-time entanglement singularity, biomolecular shield generator, which helps a lot. Force challenge, because, well, why not? refractory and tetron cascade, and if we need to, which we don't normally, quantum singularity manipulation. Station-wise is what we did, left, right, top to bottom. Distribute targeting for extra targets to be hit. Attack pattern beta, of course the main thing here, beam, fire, will. Chemosite lace weaponry. Torpedo spread 2. And just cause tactical theme. Had nothing else to really put there, to be honest. And we are using a Miracle Worker station here, so we have emergency power engines, emergency power weapons, narrow sensor bands 3, and mixed armament synergy to try to boost my beams when I activate torpedo spread. And for my side, just use jam targeting sensors, scramble sensors, and grav well. So now that's our station. We go to our dopes. We have the 2 on ground helping us in space. Neil Falconer. Increased damage versus the board because 99.9% of the time we're on the bridge nightly, we fuse them because it's just fun. Elder Milikatan. Increased damage versus all. For space, we have our Emergency Con Holographic Officer, which recharges our evasive maneuvers when emergency powered engines is activated. We have 2 of the Energy Weapons Officer. One gives us a chance to stack crit chance. The other chance to stack crit severity when we fire our energy weapons. And of course here I was pointing this, but the Projectile Weapons Officer helps us stack crit severity when firing projectiles. Delirene here for increased damage versus the Berg, and then Agent Neural attack pattern beta restores hull when firing. So as you can see, Caps, we are trying to make again, not a full tank, but more of a support tank, and just try to do something different with this ship, which again has been fun. It has done a great job here and there. Now, before we show off the vids, I'm going to give a shout out to my captains here. So we have Marta in the Crab Claw there. Sorry, it's the Yud-Thought Brain Carrier, Dreadnought. Lucifer, aka Sora, in the Vengeance. We have Stevo in the Beautiful Inquiry. And we have Hi YouTube, and Sauron, aka Master Dude, in the, I believe that is, what is that? Oh, that ship. Why am I forgetting the name of that ship? But we'll just call it the ISS Eradicator. Stevo, what is that ship right there again? I forget. Tell YouTube. Tell YouTube. Tell YouTube. I forget the name of that ship. But really, it is one of the best ships. What is that ship again? I forget. That is the... Okay, this is going to bug me. We're going to do this now. Because I have that ship. And it's one of the most meta ships, and I've just not really used it, to be honest. There you go. The Strike-Wing Escort. There you go. Dear Lord. But, so there is that. My Caps, thank you for hanging out with us. Look at that beautiful shelfie right there. So what we're going to do right now is show off the 2 vids that we did some work in this ship. So first one, we're going to put it up here on screen. We can find the vid. There you go. Not to. Sure, we're gonna have to do this. Close that. There you go. So the first one, we'll just do that. The first one here is to test my tanks. I usually go into a solo ISE and then see if I can last like the 2 minutes being targeted by cube, simulators, and the spheres. Now, in this first test run, we sort of did, but it actually showed off the console. So we're just going to play it here. See, we're about to go in there. 3 seconds. And we just go in there. We just get up in the Borg's grill like it's no one's business, and we just hit all of our abilities. So as you can see there, I hit all of my abilities, and then I target off and I hit Voven, and then that shortens the cooldown of my universal consoles. And you'll see here that the Borg are not happy with me. They're going to be ripping through my hull very shortly. But this gives us a chance to show off the console that comes with the ship. So I do good for about a minute there, but then there you go. They just get through all my defenses, alter my cooldowns. So when I reach 0, boom, that console now lights up. I hit it. Look at that. Full restoration. Full restoration. Which then allows me to continue to keep taking damage. I'm not actually transported anywhere. I'm just in place. And as you can see, we're able to last almost the full 2 minutes against the Borg here. Now, in an IC run with fellow captains, I don't have to worry about lasting this long under that much damage because they're going to be taking care of the Borg, destroying them. Now, as you can see, we just try. We were supposed to do the IC right after this, but I, stupidly enough, forgot to leave a little earlier. But again, it showed how this console works, which is pretty cool. Now, we're going to go to the second video here, which is going to show the ISC run here. Again, with my fellow caps, you can see again, Will, Steve-O, we had Spaceboy as well, so shout out to you, Spaceboy, for being in this ISC, along with Sora. So as you can see here, again, I'm hitting all my abilities, hitting Mixed Armor Synergy with then Torpedo, toggle off, then I hit the Voven to help all my consoles go on cooldown. Again, I'm not going to ever take that much damage because caps are going to be deleting things left, right, and center. Now, when I'm tanking, I'm keeping an eye on my teammates' hull and shield. Now, in this particular run, Marta actually went to the right transformer, so I got a little scared there, but as soon as we downed the left transformer, we booked it to the other side to try and grab some of this threat, but he held his own. Definitely held his own. So again, nothing typical. My position is really wrong, but really for nightly duties, or nightly pews, what we do is just for fun. Now again, Lucifer's shield and hull took a little bit of a hit there, but the main important thing is they're not like dying. Because at the end of it all, the job of the tank is not to let anyone die. Now Steve-O took a lot of threat there, which usually does happen in the middle of the gate and the Borg cube there. But then we try to take it back quickly with all of our consoles and whatever else. And I didn't go back to why we use strategists. There's a clicky that you actually get that helps you get more threat when threatening stance is on. So that's why we decided to use that. And you can see here now we're just downing the Borg cube. Everyone's shield and hull is healthy there. I think Steve-O took a little bit hit there again because just dishing out the DPS there. But there you go. Now, I will play this last little part here. Yeah, the Voven, I definitely have to. It adds another layer of micromanaging, but it's still, well, manageable. So I'm playing this part because the caps tell me it was parsing the threat level I got here off of the parse. No death run? Hey, let's go. All right. I mean, I saw Steve-O's hull and shield go down a little bit there at the end, but that's usually where the Borg cube targets the higher performing ship. It's like I'm talking to myself here. What did I say? What did I say? What did I just say? What did I just say? Steve-O sold DPS from Dragon Hit. Gotta be quick. Hey, that's not a bad run. 700? So Steve-O did 700k in this run. Space Boy with the 3. Wow! Space Boy, look at you! That is, Here's the important part. What ship did you have? Oh, you had your, Clark? Is that the Clark? And of course we have to take a Shelfie, because why not? Shelfies. Shelfies.
Nice.
Ship selfies. Was I doing okay with the threat? How did the threat do with this? I'm hoping above 50. Because I never had this the first time, the diversionary tactic. So right there. That clicky is added with the strategist secondary. While threatening, taunts foes within 10 clicks and generate 50% more threat for 10 seconds. So that really, so I was able to click this twice. Once in the first group, in the first encounter, and then I believe there at the last part. I had this along with my Ion Storm generator and of course threatening stance and attract fire. Thanks, Triz.
Are you ready to discover?
Hold on. What? Of course, I get a actual ad in my own vid. We'll skip that. I'm kind of hoping that kind of made a difference. 70%? Let's go. So that is what we wanted to showcase. Not the ad, but the actual. Not the ad, but the fact that we got 70% threat on that run. And I think the change of going to secondary strategy there really did help. So that was a great run, and I really do thank my caps who were very, very patient with me when it came to me tanking, because this is not, again, it's not a full tank, more of a support tank, but they also helped me, Steve-O, CJ as well, when it comes to tanking, because I'm not the master of it. But that is how my Voth Stronghold tank did. 70% threat in that run. That was actually just last night in the stream as a recording of this video. So that, I think, is a success. No death run, 70% threat, most of the damage in. Let's freaking go. So Caps, I hope you actually got this ship, because it is actually a really fun ship to fly. And for it to be free, again, was even better. So that's going to be the vid. Again, Caps, thank you for being here with us again one more time. To Marta, Lucifer, Steve-O, and Siren for being in this vid. That is really what it's all about. So at the end, it's just having fun with your fellow Caps. So do us a favor, hit the like button. Of course, comment below, let us know what you did with your Voth Stronghold. Now, we did do a cannon build as well, just to see how this did, and it did fine, really. But what we wanted to show off definitely was the tank, and not the J! Oh gosh, not the J. That's the video. Caps, do us a favor. If you're new here to the bridge, subscribe. And we're going to leave it on this note before I lose my ever-loving aft.
Live long and prosper.